Hello everyone, welcome back in my practice studio. Today I would like to talk about the 3 biggest mistakes that people do when they are practicing and why you should avoid them. I've been asked on question rounds on Instagram all the time what advice I have for piano practice, what tips I have for playing faster, how you can memorize things and so on and so forth. But nobody really talks about the biggest pitfalls, the biggest mistakes that people do, and this is actually even more important because if you practice the piano, you have to avoid these things in order to really make progress. The first thing is that people always start the piece from the beginning, and that's fine if you start out with a new piece, but once you make a little progress and you have been practicing it over weeks or months, you actually realize that the beginning is always going well, right? And the second or third page is not going so well anymore, but still you play the beginning because it feels good. I have a little spoiler here. If you really practice the piano properly, it won't always feel comfortable and you have to start with the passages that you are not so good at yet. So it often makes sense to start in the middle of a piece, to start on the second page, the third page, or even at the beginning if you want to handle those things. And then in the end, you can start all over again. And that's all fine. The second mistake that many people do is that they actually never use useful exercises, but they just play through. I've heard this many times when I was in the music university in Hanover, which is actually a very established school and very good, and we had a lot of great colleagues there who I really admired. But often I would go through the corridors and I would listen to what people practice, and I would always hear them practicing the pieces in a fast tempo. I would hear them playing through, and not many times actually the people stopped and looked at the things and considered what actually was necessary to do. So that's an advice I would give you, like to really avoid just playing through and really ask yourself what you have to do in order to handle the problems you have. If you don't know how to do that yourself, you can ask your teacher. You can also find a mentor who will help you to really go deep into the detail and find out the biggest problems that you personally have. And the third problem that many people have is that they compare themselves to others too much in the beginning. It's okay to get yourself inspired by many recordings that you listen to, that you listen to your colleagues playing the same pieces as you do. But if you do that too much, you will get discouraged because obviously if you start out with a new piece, you won't be at the same level yet, no matter how talented and hardworking you are, because simply you don't know the piece yet. If you listen to others too much, that can be discouraging. So I would advise to only listen a little bit and then listen to it again in the end when you actually can compare your interpretation to that of someone else. But there are other methods on how you should learn a piece, not by just listening to recordings, that can help at some points during the process, but not all the time. So to really sum up, the biggest problems that many people have is that they always start from the beginning, that they always play through and never really stop and ask themselves what the problems are. And the third thing is that they compare themselves to others too much. Let me know in the comments which of these problems you have had yourself. And if you want to find out with me personally how we can improve your piano playing, how we can avoid these 3, but also many other mistakes that many people do that keeps them from really making progress, sign up for a free strategy session where we'll really analyze your playing and look what next 4 to 5 steps we have to go in order for you to master the instrument. See you there and take care.